You know, I had a whole nother video that I wanted to make tonight. Whole different topic that I wanted to discuss tonight, right? But Rolex had another plan for the Dragon, and actually I got sent this information and it's got the whole community shook up, so we're going to talk about it. Rolex is now going to sell used watches. Let's roll the best intro in the game and jump right into it with the baddest mother in the game.
Cheers, family.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. As you can see, I'm in a hotel. We are back in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, we're in downtown Jacksonville, Florida. I got a project, as you know. I got a project that started in Jacksonville a little earlier this year. And we've been working on it, and one of the inspections is actually coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, the inspector will be there between 9 and 12 to start the first inspection. So I came down personally. I flew down personally to facilitate that inspection. So we're back in Jacksonville. And downtown Jacksonville. You want to see the room? Just a regular little room. I'll show you. Oh. All right. That's us living out of a suitcase, like always. Little balcony. All right, this is downtown Jacksonville. All right, that's downtown Jacksonville. Door. All right, let's get back to this video. Put this back in the stand here. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon of the watch community. So Rolex is now going to sell used watches. You know what? Before we get started, I just want to send a shout out to a few very special people here on the channel. And, I really want to shout them out because they touched my heart. All right. Glebe. What's up, Glebe? You remember Glebe? He sent me that gift box, all those goodies. Mark C. What's up, Mark C? Mark is actually the one that sent me the info about tonight's video. What's up, Mark? Thank you for that. Since Mark sent it to me, I got to cover it. So Mark, Glebe, Mark, Angel, my man Angel. What's up, Angel? Proudly serving this country. BMT 336. What's up, my brother? Been rocking for a long time. Swinging Kangaroo. What's up, Swinging Kangaroo? RF Oyster. What's up, Oyster? Wade DC. Wade's been rocking for a while, man. My man Wade. Giovanni, Brown Gambino. What's up, brother? He some people say we're twins. What's up, Giovanni? John C. What's up, John C? Dominic, of course, Dominic. What's up, Dominic, fellow New Yorker? And Sam T, my guy Sam. What's up, Sam? Cheers to you, fellas. All right, so You see, we're back in the hotel room, downtown Jacksonville. And this just came out of nowhere. Rolex is now jumping in the used market arena. What does that mean? Mark actually sent me this info, so we're going to get into it. This is the actual, you're going to hear a lot of rumors, but this is the actual data, facts. All right, so let's read it. Let's get into it. Okay. About Rolex's certified pre-owned watch program. Okay, the facts about Rolex's certified pre-owned watch program. All right, let's get into it. All right. Yeah, so if you haven't heard by now, it just came out, what was it, second? Like 2 days ago. A day ago, something like that. Rolex has announced they are now jumping into, actually Mark sent me this information the second it dropped. I should have got on it and made the video right away, but hey, here we are. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So here we are. I'm sorry, my bad. I should have jumped on it immediately. But anyway, here we are. Rolex is now going to sell used watches. So this is the actual data sent to the Dragon, and we'll get into it. So the facts you need to know about Rolex's certified pre-owned watch program. All right, so Rolex is getting into the secondary market. What does this mean for the gray market dealers? I don't know. Let's read on here. Okay, so Thursday, the world's most famous Swiss watchmaker announced. You know what's crazy? Like, Rolex is the most famous Swiss watchmaker. And when I was screaming Rolex, everybody was like, the Trinity. And here we are years later. The world's most famous Swiss watchmaker, Rolex. All right, let's get back to it. Announced. Move this a little bit over. All right. Announced the start of his own certified pre-owned watch program under which it would sell authenticated watches first through the luxury retailer Boucherer before expanding to other authorized dealers. For those that don't know, that Boucherer name is Tourneau. They bought Tourneau. Yes, they did. I'll make a video about that coming soon. Which Rolex watches will be eligible for the program? Okay. Only Rolex watches purchased from ADs and more than 3 years old will be eligible for the pre-owned program, in an effort to curtail newer models being flipped into the gray market. Right, that's what I was thinking. I was just thinking when they say, they have to be at least 3 years old, is because they wouldn't want you to get them from an AD and flip it right back to them. So yeah, so the watch has to be at least 3 years old. In an effort to curtail newer models being flipped into the gray market. And here's where the crown is really leveling up from your typical secondary market experience. When you purchase a Rolex certified pre-owned watch, you'll receive a certificate of authenticity and a new 2-year warranty card. You'll even get a coveted Rolex wax seal tag. Wow. So when you buy a used piece from Rolex, now ADs have been doing this forever, right? If you have a brand name AD, right, they also sell pre-owned watches. But now what's happening is, and they sell them at market value. And they'll usually give you an in-house warranty on the movement or whatever. But now what's happening is Rolex is telling you that when they certify the watch pre-owned, they're going to give you a certificate, basically a card of authenticity, and another 2-year warranty from the factory. Like, when you buy a new watch, you get the 5-year warranty. Now from Rolex, if you buy their used watch, they're going to give you a 2-year warranty from Rolex. Meaning, if anything goes wrong with your watch, you don't have to take it back to that used AD where you bought it to get service. You can take it to any AD worldwide, any Rolex store worldwide, and get a service. That's actually fantastic. So they're giving you an additional 2-year warranty on a used piece, which is fantastic, which is never heard of before, other than that AD. You follow what I'm saying? All right, let's get back to it. The coveted Rolex wax seal tag. Okay, all right, so I have a picture of the tag here. It's gonna okay, be like a white seal. Says pre-owned. All right, so Tourneau is going to be the first one to sell the Rolex used watches from Rolex. Rolex certified pre-owned watches will initially be available at boutiques in 6 select markets, including Switzerland, Austria, Germany, France, Denmark, and the UK, beginning this month, in the month of December, just in time for the holidays. In 2023, the Crown will expand the program to other Rolex authorized dealers, hopefully including some outposts in the States. Okay, so it's not going to be available in the States just yet. What other brands are already selling their own secondary merchandise? Okay. We don't need to know any of that. Who gives a crap? All right, so here you go. Pre-owned watches and retailers have often carried a certain stigma. There's arguably a greater risk involved when buying a luxury watch outside the sphere of an authorized dealer or directly from the brand. While many brands have historically wanted to distance themselves from the second-hand market, others have recognized the value in being part of it, whether to bolster security and trust or to control the segment. Certified pre-owned. Now it's going to have official initials. It's CPO. Certified. When you see that now, you're going to see that on the Rolex tag. CPO. It means certified pre-owned. Is an approach that has long been used in other luxury sectors like cars, right? Companies like Porsche and Ferrari have been putting their stamps of approval on pre-owned vehicles for years. That is true. And now, watches cost more than cars. You see this watch? You see this watch? This watch costs more than your car. Name that movie down below and I'll give you a shout out. The first one and get it right, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. Okay. So they go on to say, what does it mean for the brand and collectors? At first glance, Rolex's move into the pre-owned market may come as a bit of a surprise, but it's actually the next logical step for the brand. In the past few years, Rolex boutiques around the globe have run dry with display cases marked by the dreaded "for exhibition only." A lot of us know those pieces all too well. Signs and employees breaking the news that a particular watch might not be available for months or even years. The Crown recently gave collectors hope that the tides might be shifting with the announcement of plans to build a new $1 billion factory in Switzerland. For those of you that didn't know. But until it's up and running, certified pre-owned Rolex watches may help fill the gap in the supply. Rolex dealers of both pre-owned and vintage share their thoughts on Rolex's new program. All right, let's see what we got. This guy says, I'm mostly focused on vintage watches, so I don't see it affecting me at this point. Vintage buyers don't even like to see a Rolex service card when they are buying a watch, as that it means it has likely been polished and had parts replaced. That is true. If you take a vintage watch to Rolex for service, even though your watch is vintage, if there's any patina or anything like this on a watch, their first recommendation will be to pull it off and replace it with a new functioning one, this and that, So they don't respect, they're not into vintage at all. They just want your watch functioning. So a lot of vintage guys, they won't take their watch to Rolex for servicing for that reason. All right. Rolex, okay. As it means likely been polished and had parts replaced. I can see this affecting buyers of newer pieces who may eventually want to see the Rolex certified pre-owned card with their watches. I think Ferrari makes more money from certified pre-owned models than the new ones, so perhaps Rolex feels it is a great revenue source, or at least can help their authorized retailers make more money. Yeah, they're snatching market share from the gray market. That's what they're doing. So these watches are going for too much money on the gray market because of, supply and demand. And, Rolex is jumping into the market. Hey, it's our product. We're going to control, every aspect of it. I can't blame them. I think it's they should have did this years ago. We've been running like this since 2016. Here we are, 2022. They should have been jumped on this. But here we go. And this same guy says, I don't think they're going to control the secondary market. I think they're just going to have to play in it. It's a value-added service for the retailers. Being able to offer a value-add service about why people should buy there versus from any other online secondary market resellers is a positive and will allow them maybe to charge a little bit more and be more competitive. I don't agree with this guy here because they're not going to have to play in the secondary market. It's going to be up to them whether they want to just own the secondary market. Because if you are shopping for a pre-owned watch and you have a choice to buy from Rolex or to buy from, whatever, Johnny come lately on the secondary market, great dealer clown. I mean, great dealer seller. And the price is somewhat similar. Who are you going to buy a Rolex from? A gray market dealer or Rolex? You follow what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't agree with this guy about that at all because that is going to be up to Rolex, whether they want to own the secondary market or not. All they got to do is flood the market and they can own it. So that's going to be up to them, whether they want to play in it or whether they want to own it. So, all right. So let's move on from the rest of this guy's comments because this guy, stick to vintage watches, puppy. All right. So then I think it's a good thing for the market. Rolex will be tracking all the serial numbers. They already do that when the watches come in for service, obviously, or other things. But getting more watches into their system and being able to track them is important data. All right. Ooh, and there is the picture of the new Rolex wax ring. It's a white ring with a gray hologram in the middle. I'll include it either here or at the end here. All right, so you can check that out. Oh, wow, look at this. Paul Altieri, owner of Bob's Watches, had something to say. Let's see what he says. I think it's positive to see the brand embrace the pre-owned category of the business. It's validation of the category. In a general sense, it's positive to see Rolex finally embrace the pre-owned secondary market for their products. What remains to be seen is how it will affect the existing secondary market dealers like us. Execution will be key, so it will take some time to see how this all flushes out. Rolex is an iconic brand like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Porsche, and others. They all want and need to do things proactively to protect their brands, their products, and their image. So I wouldn't necessarily call it controlling as much as protecting. I think most clients want a safe and convenient place to sell their pre-owned timepiece at the best value. Competition is good. You see, now this guy, as opposed to the first guy, this guy knows what he's talking about. This is the owner of Bob's Watches. That's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the second-hand space. So this guy actually seems educated, and he seems knowledgeable, not only to the watch market, but to business in general. So this is a real businessman, and he knows what he's talking about, and he has a good feel for the market. All right, let's move on. All right, so the next guy had something to say. Danny Goldberg. Okay, that's the owner of Watchbox. Okay, Goldberg owns Goldberg Jewelers, which is a Rolex authorized dealer. Okay, and Watchbox, I guess, is their used or their gray market arm. All right, I applaud Rolex. I don't know if people know that, but yeah. Danny Goldberg owns Watchbox, but Goldberg Diamonds, Goldberg Jewelers are also a Rolex AD. All right. So I applaud Rolex and fully support the CPO initiative. Remember, CPO, we talked about, certified pre-owned. In addition to showing real leadership, Rolex is demonstrating their commitment to the customer who continues to crave lasting quality and authenticity. Rolex is best positioned to educate, serve, and service clients seeking the perpetual excellence that Rolex represents. Nice words there. Nice words there, Mr. Goldberg. Like that. I have been an outspoken champion of the second market for almost 40 years. It underpins the new watch market by showing the lasting value of fine watches. I've always said that the customer deserves the same transparency and quality experience when purchasing a pre-owned watch as they get when purchasing new. Bravo to Rolex for recognizing this, taking a bold and revolutionary move and supporting the wants and needs of the customer. Wow. All right, some powerful words there by the chairman of Watchbox. Obviously a cultured man, worldly man, scholarly man there. You can tell by his just the way that his words flow. That is a cultured man there. He's probably been all over the world twice. All right, so he's for it as well. All right, so the big boys are applauding Rolex. The big boys in the gray market space are applauding Rolex. All right. I like that. I have been an outspoken champion. This guy, he really has a control of the vocabulary there. All right. And who is this guy? Never heard of this guy, so let's just read what he said here. It's a good way for Rolex to instill trust in the secondary market, but I'm not sure it's going to change much of anything. Okay, here another Debbie Dowder. Pricing on the secondary market is very competitive, and for Rolex ADs to buy the watches and send them in for service, wait, then resell them for a retail margin, it seems highly unlikely they can overtake the existing gray market and the competitive price wise. Again, you take me for, I don't buy used watches, but anybody, let's say you were buying a used car. You had a chance to buy the used car, from BMW certified pre-owned, or like Harry's Auto Sales. Same car, relatively same price. Who are you going to buy? Even if BMW was slightly higher, who are you going to buy it from? Harry's Auto Sales or BMW? This is no argument. I'm glad this guy remained nameless because, that is no argument. You make no sense. Okay. Butchery already has pieces on their website, and I'm not sure how you convince a customer to pay $21,000 for a GMT Master Batman that is used when the RRP is possibly half of that. Because people are already doing it, and they just want to get their hands on a piece. Man, this guy is an idiot. So we're gonna just zoom past this guy and his unfounded opinion. You make no sense. What do you mean you're gonna get them to pay for? People pay gray market pieces. If you're a gray market dealer, you know what you're selling them for. Were you pretending you're selling at retail? Come on, guy. Come on. Miss me with the foolishness. Let's move on for this fool. Let's skip this guy's name because I don't even know him. And, we don't want to be like the last guy. So, all right. I believe it would incentivize even more first-time buyers to try to get their hands on their first Swiss trophy timepiece. Already we see Rolex making up 44% of all purchase requests from our 18 to 34 users. Already we see Rolex making up 44% of all our purchase requests. Okay. And it should be 100%. Rolex is king, man. Rolex is king. And I've been shouting that for years. People would say, Rolex is not even in the Trinity. This and that, this and that. Does anybody even remember the Holy Trinity anymore? Really? Everybody wants a Rolex, man. Everybody wants especially this younger generation, man. Nobody a 34-year-old doesn't want a Vacheron. They might be great watches. Been around, forever. I understand that. Horologically speaking, I understand. But it's Rolex, man. It's a luxury timepiece, and it will outlast you, And it just tells the world I work hard, Hey, no disrespect to those other brands, but it is what it is. And as the aging population keeps aging, and those that had their eyes on other timepieces, right, with all due respect, die out, the people now coming into the watch game, they just looking at Rolex, man. Some look sideways and they'll look at Patek, but their eyes always come back to the middle, and they're just looking at Rolex. That's just what it is. That's why they're making the watches bigger, man. They're making the watches bigger because the new guys nowadays are bigger. Us Americans, we're bigger, and Rolex is it, man. It is it. It is it. All right, so already we see Rolex making up 44% of all purchase requests, and soon will be 100%. I anticipate the announcement would only fan the flames of demand for Rolex on our platform. Good for you, brother. And we're very excited to see how Geneva's other luxury brands will respond. All right, you know what? Doesn't matter what they do. Rolex is king, man. The crown. The king wears the crown. You understand? And that's it, man. You know, so Rolex is jumping into the used market. You know, like it or love it, it doesn't. It's here. It's here. It doesn't matter what you think. You know, doesn't matter if you hate it. They're coming, man. You know, they're coming, and they're kicking wide open the door. And they're coming. They're coming with all the pieces that you know and love, and they're coming with them certified, authentic, certified. No Frankenstein, no Frankenstein movement in these watches. Everything's official. You don't have to worry about the back of the case. You can't close it because you got the wrong case. You know, you got to worry about none of these horror stories that you see, that you hear, especially from these dealers in New York. Well, I'm in Florida now, but in New York, forget about it. Yeah, you buy a watch from the Diamond District in New York, you're at their mercy, which they don't have any. So they will gut you, and you know, poop you out later. Rolex is coming. They're going to sell you a certified used watch, and they're going to give you a 2-year warranty. There is going to be no competition. As long as Rolex has that watch that you're looking for, you're buying it from Rolex. You're not going to Harry's, you know, used auto sales to buy your watch. You're going to buy it from Rolex. I don't buy used watches, but if you do, Rolex is going to be your choice, man. You know, these secondary dealers, these gray market dealers, they can try to fool themselves, but I'm just saying, I hope you made other investments, man. I hope you bought real estate. I hope you bought. I hope you have other income streams, because you are right now at Rolex's mercy, man. If they wanted to melt you and just take your market share, it's all up to them. All right, thanks, Mark C. Thanks for the information. And Rolex is jumping into the used market, man. What else can we say? I have a very, very important. Speaking about that, I have a very, very important announcement to make. It was going to be tonight's video, but this news kind of was pressing. And you know, I know the community wanted to hear it, so I had to get it out there. But I have a very important announcement to make, and a new video to follow. So that's going to be next week's video. Keep your eye open for that. I have a very important announcement to make, and it has. It pertains to my channel, and yeah, so keep your eyes open for that. A lot of people are going to be surprised. A lot of people are going to be shocked. I spoke to just one other person about it so far, and he was shocked. But there's a lot going on this year, so yeah, man, I made my decision. So that's what it's going to be. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet. This is the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate Channel. We are in Jacksonville. I got my first inspection tomorrow. Wish us luck. Wish us luck. Thank you very much. Got the Apex Predator on my wrist, and I'm just gonna go down to the hot tub and relax for a couple of hours. Then I'll take a shower and hit the hay. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, family.